This is Year 3 and 4, Time, Day 1. The aim of this unit is to read, write and draw time on a digital and analogue clock, to convert time between the 12 and 24-hour clock, to work out elapsed time and to solve word problems. The objectives for today's session: I can read time on an analogue clock to the nearest minute. I can also read time on a digital clock to the nearest minute. I can even draw hands on an analogue clock to the nearest minute. Firstly, some vocabulary and a recap on the clock. I have here a clock. The clock's got lots of different information on it. Firstly, this is an analogue clock, and it shows a clock face. We have an hour hand, which is the shorter of the hands, and this moves from one number to the next every hour. We also have a minute hand, and this does one full turn every hour. We have a second hand, and this moves continuously. It does one full turn in 60 seconds. We also have these little notches on the clock face. There are 60 of these notches, and each one represents a second for the second hand and a minute for the minute hand. On some clocks, it may show all the numbers for the 24 hours. On some clocks, it may show all the numbers for the 24 hours. Once the clock has gone around once for the morning session, so for numbers 1 to 12, after midday it goes through to 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and back to the beginning again. You may even see Roman numerals on clocks. A digital clock displays the time using exact numbers, either 12 or 24 hours. This section here shows the hour, and this section here shows the minutes. This time shows 2 o'clock in the morning and in the afternoon during the 24-hour clock. For today's session, we're going to be working to the nearest minute. Therefore, the numbers around the outside of the clock is going to be really important. We start here at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on and so on. So if we had a time that needed 36 minutes, you would start here at 0, you go around in 5s initially, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and another 1 for 36. We're going to have a look at some analogue clocks now. We're going to try and work out what the time is, and then write it as a digital time. So can you have a look at this first clock here? Take a pause in the video and write down a digital time you think it should be. This time shows 8:10 or 10 past 8. So firstly, I look at the small hand to see where it is. This is the hour hand and is facing towards the 8. The minute hand is pointing at the 10. So this shows us that it's 10 past 8. We write this digitally like this, 0, 8, 10. Have a look at this next time shown on the clock. Can you write it down digitally? Take a pause in the video. When looking at the analogue clock, the yellow hour hand is facing just past the 10, and the blue hand, the minute hand, is facing towards the 4, which is 20 minutes past the hour. Therefore, it is 10:20. Take a look at this next one now. What is the time shown on the clock? Write it digitally. Take a pause in the video. The hour hand is facing between the 5 and the 6, and the blue hand is facing at the 8, which is 40 minutes past the hour. Therefore, the time is 5:40. Looking at this one, what is the time shown on the clock? Write it digitally and take a pause in the video. The hour hand here is between the 7 and the 8. We haven't quite got to the 8 o'clock yet, therefore we're still in the 7s. The blue hand, the minute hand, is facing at the number 11, which is 55 minutes past the hour. Therefore it's 7:55. Try this one for me. What's the time shown on the clock? Write it down digitally. Can you do it to the nearest minute? Take a pause in the video. The hour hand is facing towards the 9, and the minute hand is facing towards the 7. You count on 2 little notches after the 5, you get to 7. Therefore it's 9:07. Try this one for me. What's the time shown on the clock? And write it down digitally. Take a pause in the video. Can you be really accurate and do it to the nearest minute? The hour hand here is pointing towards the 10, and the minute hand is pointing at 22. Therefore it's 10:22. Have a go at this one for me. What's the time shown on the clock? Write it digitally. Take a pause in the video. The hour hand here is gone just past the 1, and the minute hand is pointing towards 43. Therefore it's 1:43. And this one for me. Write the time shown on the clock. Write it digitally. Take a pause in the video. The hour hand has gone past the 3, and the minute hand is pointing towards 56. Therefore it's 3:56. We're going to go the other way now. Here is the time, 9:25. Where would the hands go on the clock? Take a pause in the video. If it's 9:25, the hour hand needs to be pointing near the 9. And 25 minutes, you can count on the outside notches 25. Try this next one for me. 11:40. Take a pause in the video. So the hour hand needs to be facing just past the 11. You need to count on 40 minutes facing the 8. 11:40. Let's try this one. 3:10. What would the hands look like on the clock face? Take a pause in the video. Here we go then. The hour hand is facing towards the 3. We have 10 minutes. You've counted on 10 notches. 3:10. Try this one for me. 6:42. Stop the video to have a little go. So here the hour hand has passed the 6. We've counted on 42 notches. 6:42. How about this one? 17 minutes past 8. Where have the hands gone, this clock face? Take a pause in the video. Here we go. The hour hand is just past the 8 o'clock. And the blue hand, the minute hand, has been counted on 17 minutes. Try this one. 1:33. Take a pause in the video. The hour hand has just passed the 1. And we've counted on 33 minutes. Now have a go at the worksheets for today.